What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm going to be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have a really amazing news. We have an update from NextBridge Hydrocarbons. They filed an S-1 statement that is extremely important for the MMTLP community. And I have to admit that for some of you the conclusion right after this video might be not so positive for you. At the same time, guys, if after this video you still think that Greg McCabe wants to help you, then I don't know what needs to happen to change your mind. And guys, before we dive deep into all of this, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, this is the post that I wrote on January the 30th. It is a public post that you can find on my Patreon. It is pretty much all trade alerts that I made from December the 1st to January the 30th. These are the results of these alerts. You can see that all of the trades were in profit except this one on December 19th. TRWV hit a stop loss order and we've lost about 1.33% on this trade, but all other trades are in green. That is why you can use these trades in your personal trades as a part of your due diligence. So guys, you've seen many of my trade calls, all delivering strong returns in just hours. Now it's your turn to trade smarter. Join my Safe Haven Patreon tier, built for traders who want consistency, structure, and real results. You will get a detailed plan to protect your portfolio, monthly one-on-one Zoom sessions with me, and private Discord access with all trade alerts, lessons, and exclusive updates. And here is the best part. If you don't earn more than your subscription price within 30 days, you will receive a full refund, no question asked, as long as your trading account balance is at least $2,500 and you've taken all the recommended trades during the period. No excuses, no fine print. You profit or you don't pay. Join today and let's start building your edge in the market. So, and let's begin with the set of tweets that were written and reposted by Junk Savvy. First of all, I want to pay attention to the tweet that you reposted from Keycap, and Keycap made another update in regards to the bankruptcy case. And to be honest, I don't want to pay much attention to this case right now. Yes, it is important for MMTLP community as well, but it is not so important that another news that I have on the table right now. As you can see, 10 hours ago, NextBridge Hydrocarbons files an S1A6 registration statement, and you can find this on the official SEC.gov website. And here is quite important part. Guys, Keycap 10 hours ago reposted the screenshot of one of the pages of this S1 statement, and it says, use of proceeds. We expect to use the proceeds from the offering to repay certain outstanding indebtedness, provide funding for the repurchase of the outstanding shares of our Series A preferred stock, and fund our drilling and exploration activities, as well as for general corporate purposes, which include funding working capital and so on and so forth. And guys, it is quite interesting to see that the main purpose of this delusional process, let's put it this way, because it is definitely delusion for existing shareholders. All this money will be used in order to repay the debt for the Series A preferred shares. And Junk Savvy wrote this. They are referencing the repayment of the $3 million pref shares issued as part of the Panther Bridge funding agreement. We hold common shares. So it means that, well, I have to say, guys, Junk Savvy again misled you with this number. If you take a look at the document itself, on the page 24, you can find use of proceeds. And it says, we estimate, and by the way, it is quite interesting, but we don't have some important amounts of these proceeds. And it says, we estimate that the net proceeds from the sale of the securities we are offering will be approximately, and this is they don't know how much they will collect, assuming that we sell all of the securities we are offering, after deducting estimated offering expenses payable by us. First, we intend to use the net proceeds we receive from this offering to repay in full the $6 million partner bridge note. Not $3 million, but $6 million. The partner bridge note bears interest at a rate of 18% per annum, with one balloon payment of principal and interest being due and payable on the maturity date of August the 20th of 2026. Second, we intend to repurchase all of the outstanding shares of our Series A preferred stock, which we may redeem at a redemption price per share equal to the sum of the following: $1 plus and $1 plus all unpaid dividends, whether or not declared, or such share accrued from and including the immediately preceding dividend payment date, but not including the redemption date. And guys, I have to admit that it is not the good news for MMTLP shareholders, and let me explain you why. Here is the first let's say, potential red flag. Brian wrote this 7 hours ago. So let's suss this out. Shorts forced to buy S-1 shares. The proceeds of the short squeeze will be used to pay McCabe's son. And Scott Roth responded, And it is quite interesting. To be honest, I don't know who will be involved in this repurchase process, who will buy these shares, and it is quite interesting to see. But at the same time, guys, the results of these actions are not the best for MMTLP shareholders. And let me show you first of all the thread from Ocelot. He wrote, in response to the same exact news, he wrote, I still don't think people quite understand how expensive the August 2025 partner bridge financing is. It's a 18% note in exchange for $6 million. The principal plus interest, more than 1 million balloons, and comes due on August the 20th. 7 million plus interest. But that's not all. It also comes with 3 million Series A preferred shares. No, this isn't MMTLP. The preferred shares are redeemable for 1 and accurate 18% dividends on the first anniversary, August the 20th of 2026. This is an expensive part that's easy to overlook. Even if they redeem it on August the 20th, they will be paying an additional $3 million on top of the $7 million principal and plus interest for the note. That's a total of more than $10 million. But it's important to realize that any unpaid dividends will be added to the principal. So at year 2, it will be 3.5 million, year 3 will be 4.177 million, and so on, just for the pref redemption. If this goes perfectly and they pay the note at due date and redeem the preferred A on August the 20th, it will be in total more than $10 million. This is a total effective cost of capital of 68%. None of these factors in the 12.5 interest in the partner project with the irrevocable working interest conversion, but that's too difficult to value, so I didn't include it, and since that well turned out to be a dry hole, I'm not sure how much it matters anyway. Guys, I think it is another robbery of MMTLP shareholders because, well, I will show you in a minute what I'm talking about. So, in response to the same exact news, Jeff Davis wrote this. TLDR, we are no longer raising money to invest in the company. We are raising money to give it to Greg McCabe's Jr.'s partner bridge entity, which is getting a huge return despite investing in projects that failed. The previous S-1A statement. We expect to use the proceeds from the offering to fund our oil and natural gas property acquisitions, drilling and exploration activities, as well as for general corporate purposes, which include funding working capital and operating expenses. And the current S-1 statement expects to do the following. We expect to use the proceeds from the offering to repay certain outstanding indebtedness, provide funding for the repurchase of the outstanding shares of our Series A preferred stock, and fund our drilling and exploration activities, as well as for general corporate purposes, which include funding working capital and operating expenses. See use of proceeds. And guys, which means they changed the narrative of the entire document, and previously it was a decent document with an intention to use all the money to propel the company itself, to fund their main operation activity, and to drill more wells in order to find the oil and in order to add more intrinsic value for shareholders. But for now, guys, it is just a smoke and mirrors, and they want to repay basically to themselves. And this is another robbery. On top of that, I want to pay attention to another tweet that was reposted, basically that was written by Progressive Libertarian in response to Ocelot threat. Progressive Libertarian wrote, "Who else thinks the funniest outcome will be when NBH's S-1 finally becomes effective and there are no buyers for the stock? No one's gonna give them money just to pay off previous investors. Only a matter of time until this pile of shit is out of its misery." So, another quite interesting opinion. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. This is the tweet that was written by Roman Subs just 7 hours ago, and he refers to his own tweet that he wrote on August 27 of last year. And the end of August of last year was the date when they made another statement, S-1 statement, and they declared that Greg McCabe will be the main beneficial of the most recent activity, let's put it this way, of NextBridge hydrocarbons. And it says, Greg McCabe Sr. gives a sweetheart deal to son Greg McCabe Jr. Lil Greg Jr. hands over $6 million. In return, he gets 18% interest for a year and $3 million in preferred stock senior to debts, nearly $55 million of debt in NBH. If that doesn't leave his son high and dry, son will get more than $7 million, over $1 million in profit after 1 year, plus $3 million in preferred stock. Basically free money to either be redeemed for $3 million or he can carry at 18% interest and makes $540,000 per year on dividends from a company that is functionally insolvent. Don't worry if Pops can't pay. Lil Greg's debt is senior and he can foreclose on the company to collect the first $10 million for himself before that gets a cent. And guys, he was 100% correct, and Roman Subs wrote this. NextBridge files S-1 amendment number 6, time to pay Greg McCabe Jr. friends a big chunk of money for their failed oil project. And Aaron Cho wrote the following. So, if the repayment and redemption takes place in August, Partner Bridge will receive more than $10 million for lending NBH, $6 million for 1 year. NBH pays nearly 70% total to borrow money for a year and uses much of that money to drill a dry hole. And guys, for now, I believe that you understand who is the main wrongdoer in this case, because if you still think that Greg McCabe will come and help you, it will not happen. Here you can see the clear statement that is filed by himself with SEC Commission that he will pay basically himself more than $10 million. And this is on top of more than $48 million that he received when he dumped the shares back in November of 2022. And I have to say that unfortunately, if you still think that the main wrongdoer is FINRA and SEC, you are wrong. And I don't want to tell you that there is not an issue with the authorities. I have to admit that the main wrongdoer is the board of directors and Greg McCabe himself. And this is the pure evidence of these actions. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.